Good morning, dear students. In the previous sections, we were discussing about Kirchhoff's laws, or else it is also called as Kirchhoff's rules. In that one, the first one, Kirchhoff's first law, which is applied for the junction, and the Kirchhoff's second law, which is applied to the loop here. So, what is the meaning of a junction, or else it is also called as a node, and what is the meaning of a branch, and what is the meaning of loop, and how you are going to apply Kirchhoff's first law corresponding to the junction point, and how you are going to apply Kirchhoff's second law corresponding to the voltage differences, or else corresponding to the potential differences that we discussed in the previous sections. Now we will go for the Kirchhoff's second law by considering cells and resistors together. So in the previous we have taken only the resistors. So when we consider only the resistors, we have obtained what is the potential difference corresponding to this only the resistors here. So in this section we will go for the particular like this. Now we are going to get both EMF of a cell as well as resistors of a cell like this. So now this is the first branch, and this is what you are observing, a second branch like this, and the third one again you are going to obtain one of the EMF or else one of the potential difference like this. It means you are going to use cells as well as resistors together here. Now again this is what you are observing, resistor here. Now we will give a certain name. So this is A point and this is B point here, and let us give this as C, and this will be taken as a D point here. Now this resistor what you are observing will consider as R1. So this is R1 here, and this is the first cell having EMF of E1 and having internal resistance of R1. And the second branch what you are observing, it is having a resistor of R2 value and having a EMF of and has cell of EMF E2 and having internal resistance of small r2 here. Similarly, we can observe this is E3 and this is small r3, and this will be taken as a capital R3. So this will be the external resistor, and small r represents internal resistance of a cell here. Similarly, this is R4 and here this is of E4, and which is having internal resistance of R4 value. Now we will observe, so this is the direction of electric current. So let us assume this is I1 electric current here, and here it is moving in this direction. Let us assume I2 is, this is the amount of electric current here, and we can say this is the amount of electric current like I3, and similarly we can observe, so this is the amount of electric current I4 in this branch. So you are going to observe how you are going to apply the Kirchhoff's second law, which gives about the potential difference in a variety of the branches. How you are going to apply? Let us see here. So in order to apply this one, the first one, we will consider the branch. So which branch you are considering here? So we are going to consider the first branch. So this point to this point here. Why this is called as a branch? Because it is a point where it is a path where it is connecting two junctions here. So that is the reason we will consider the branch AB. So when we consider the branch AB, how many elements are there in this branch? ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಎ ಬಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅದ. ಸೊ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್. So whatever the components you are observing, the first component here, this is R1. So we will consider the components are 3 present. So 3 components are present here. So when we have the 3 components, in the branch AB here, you are supposed to observe the first amount of electric current. So the first amount of electric current, what you are observing here, so this is of I1. So you are going to observe amount of electric current as I1, and it is having external resistor as R1, and it is having internal resistance of R1 here. Now we are going to consider, so we will go for the loop. So how you we are going to consider loop. We'll start with the point A. So point A ದಿಂದ start ಮಾಡಿ point A ಗೆ end ಆದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು closed loop ಅಂತ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ. ಸೊ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು point A ದಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, point A ದಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವು point B ಗೆ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ point A to point B. Next point B to you are going to consider for point C. So this is point C here. So thereafter followed by point C to the point D here. So then consider ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ point C ದಿಂದ next ಏನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ point D ಗೆ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So this is for point C to the point D. Thereafter it will end at the same point. So when it ends at the same point, we can say this is one of the closed loop. So we can observe this is one of the closed loop here. So if you are going to observe in this closed loop, so you are going to consider a closed loop of A, B, C, D, A. It means in which direction electric current is flowing and which is the direction of the consideration. ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಂದ ಯಾವ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಗೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಯಾವ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಂದ ಯಾವ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಗೆ ಏನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಯಾವುದು ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ, ಸೊ ವಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಎ ಬಿ. ಸೊ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಎ ಬಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎ ದಿಂದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗಿರಿ, ಅದು ನಮ್ದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಪಾತ್ ಅಥವಾ ನಾವು ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಡರ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಟು ಬಿ ಈಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ in the branch AB. So this is calculation order here. Next, so calculation order ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎ ದಿಂದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಗೆ ಏನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡತ್ರಿ, ಅಗೇನ್ ದ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಫ್ಲೋಯಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್. ಯಾವ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡತ್ರಿ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ I1. So you are going to observe calculation order is also same here and the direction of electric current is also same as that of the calculation order here. So that's the reason we will consider, so this is the first potential difference corresponding to the R1, so which we can written as I1 multiplied by R1. So this you are going to write according to the Ohm's law. So V is equal to I into R in ಬರೀತೀರಿ. Ohm's law ಒಳಗೆ ಇದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಈಗ ಅಥವಾ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇಯರ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇಯರ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ what you are observing, so we have the EMF of a cell. So when we have the EMF of a cell, ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಬರೀತೀರಿ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೈನಸ್ ಬರೀತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ದು ಯಾವ್ದು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಅದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎ ದಿಂದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಗೆ ಅದ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ದು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರಿಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಏನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಾದ್ರಿ ಇದು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಅದ, ಇದು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಸೆಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರಿಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎ ದಿಂದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗತ್ತೀರಿ. ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎ ದಿಂದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗುವಾಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬಂದದ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್, ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್. ಸೊ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ EMF of a cell as plus here. So you are going to observe plus E1. So you are going to observe plus E1 here. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಗಿಯಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಅದ, ಸೊ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ಅದ. ಯಾವ ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತೀರಿ, ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್. ಸೊ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಎರಡು ಸೇಮ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸೊ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್ I1 is the amount of electric current in the first branch, I1 multiplied by internal resistance as R1 here. So this is a total value of potential difference in the first branch. So first branch ಯಾವುದು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ, ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಏನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್. Next, so next what you're observing, so we will go from point B to the point C. So this is our calculation order. So now the calculation order is from point B to the point C. So point B in the point C ge calculation order ade. So we will go for the next branch. So in the next branch, what you are observing here, the second branch. So in the second branch, which you are observing this as BC. So second branch is BC here. So in this branch BC, how many elements are here? So ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅದ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ರೆಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತೀರಿ, EMF ಆಫ್ ಎ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತೀರಿ, ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಸೆಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಸೊ ಅಗೇನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 3 components. So when we have the 3 components, the direction what you are observing here, calculation order is always from point B to the point C. Thereafter we have to see what is the direction of electric current. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅದ ನೋಡಿ. So what you are observing, electric current is flowing from point C to the point B, not from point B to the point C here. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಬರೀತೀರಿ, point C to point B, this is our direction of electric current which is given by I2. So you are going to write amount of electric current as I2 here. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ, ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಎರಡು ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಅದ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಬಿ ದಿಂದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸಿ ಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗಿರಿ, ಬಟ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸಿ ದಿಂದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್, ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವಿಂಗ್, ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ R2. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮೈನಸ್ I2 ಇಂಟು ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ R2 ಹಿಯರ್. ಯಾಕೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ as well as the direction of electric current both are opposite here. So that's the reason we will write minus I2 into capital R2. Next, so what is our calculation order, point B ದಿಂದ point C ಗದ. So first terminal ಯಾವುದು observe ಮಾಡಿ. So the first terminal here it is negative. That's the reason we will consider EMF of a cell as minus E2. So we will consider EMF of a cell as minus E2 here. Next, thereafter followed by internal resistance of a cell. This is also what you are observing, minus I2 into R2 here. So why again minus? The reason is calculation order and the direction of electric current both are opposite here. So that's the reason this is in what you are observing, branch BC. So this is in the second branch. So after getting in the second branch, now we will move towards the third branch like this. Again observe ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. So the third branch you are going to move from point C to the point D. So point C ದಿಂದ point D ಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತೀರಿ. So A ದಿಂದ B ಬಂದ್ರಿ, B ದಿಂದ point C ಬಂದಿರಿ, point C ದಿಂದ next ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, point D ಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So this is our next what you are observing, calculation order. What we can say here, this is next calculation order. So next calculation order ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಯಾವ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತೀರಿ, ಈಗ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸಿ ದಿಂದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿ ಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಅಗೇನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವಿಂಗ್, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಯಾವ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ I3 is amount of electric current. Now it is moving from again point C to the point D only. That calculation is also from point C to the point D only. Amount of electric current is also from point C to the point D only. So that's the reason again in this branch of CD. So in this branch of CD, how many components are present? So again what you are observing, 3 components. The first one is external resistor here, and the second component is EMF of a cell, and the third component is internal resistance of a cell. So when we have 3 components, again what you are considering here, so plus, so you are going to observe plus I3 into R3. So you are going to get I3 into R3. So why it is positive here? The reason is what you are observing here. So calculation order as well as the direction of electric current is same. Next, what is the second component? So second component ಯಾವ್ದು ಹೇಳಿರಿ? EMF of a cell ಹೇಳಿರಿ. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸಿ ದಿಂದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿ ಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸಿ ದಿಂದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡೀವಿ, ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತೀರಿ? ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಬರೋದನ್ನ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್, ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೈಟ್ -E3. ಸೊ -E3 ಯಾಕೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಗೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಬ್ಯಾಟರಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, so we will consider this as -E3 here. Next, thereafter followed by plus I3 into small r3. So we have I3 multiplied by small r3. So now, so this is regarding the branch CD here. Next, point D to the, again you are going to move towards point A. So the last branch what you are observing here, it will move from point D to the point D to the point A here. So when it is going to move from point D to the point A, what you are going to get? So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? ಸೊ ಯಾವ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಎರಡನ್ನು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. So when it is moving from point D to the point A, so when it is moving from point D to the point A here, so again what we have? 3 components. ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? 3 components ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ 3 components ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಏನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್? The direction of electric current, or else the calculation order, is from point D to the point A. So you are going to observe calculation order is from point D to the point A here. Next, after coming to point D to the point A, what you are observing? So here the direction of electric current. So what is the direction of electric current and which electric current is flowing here? So ಯಾವ direction ದಿಂದ ಯಾವ direction ಗೆ electric current move ಆಗಿದೆ observe ಮಾಡಿ. So now it is moving from point D to the point A. So it is moving from point D to the point A, and which amount of electric current? So ಎಷ್ಟು amount of electric current observe ಮಾಡತ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು? So here amount of electric current is I4. Now, so we are going to consider plus I4 multiplied by external resistor, which will be taken as R4 here. So plus I4 multiplied by R4. So thereafter followed by, so which terminal of a cell comes first? ಈಗ ಯಾವ terminal first ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. So first terminal comes here, this will be the positive. So ಈಗ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ D ದಿಂದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ A ಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗತ್ತೀರಿ, ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ D ದಿಂದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ A ಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗುವಾಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ EMF of a cell ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾವ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅದ? ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅದ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅದ. ಸೊ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಬರಿತೀವಿ? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದ ಪ್ಲಸ್ E4. ಸೊ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಸ್ plus E4. Thereafter followed by, now it is having internal resistance of R4 here, again which will be taken as positive. So this is I4 multiplied by small r4. So total algebraic sum will be taken as 0. So total algebraic sum of a potential difference, this will be taken as 0 here. So total you are going to observe this value as 0. So iದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ total 0 ಅಂದಾಗ, so ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ positive terminals ಅದ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ negative terminals ಅದ, so we are going to observe like this. So this is E1 is positive here, E1, and therefore followed by E4, E1 plus E4. So thereafter plus I1 into R1 plus I1 into small r1, thereafter followed by which are the positive terms? So plus I3 into capital R3 plus I3 into small r3 plus I4 into capital R4 plus I4 into small r4, this equals to, so whatever the negative terms are there, so I will take into the RHS terms. So this is I2 into capital R2 plus I2 into R2 here, thereafter plus E2, thereafter plus E3, then what you are going to get? So these are the terms related to which equations here, whatever the positive terms are there. So totally in very 3, so this gives a total algebraic sum as 0. So that what we discussed in the previous sections. So here onwards we'll start with the comparison between the first law as well as the second law. So when we make the comparisons, so here we are going to discuss about the first law and we are going to discuss about the second law. So what are the comparisons between these two laws here? So when we make a comparison, so we have taken already what are the properties regarding this first law as well as second law. So everything we discussed already. So this is the first law here. So this is first law and we will go for the comparison with respect to the second law here. So when we have first law as well as second law here, so we have to remember it is applicable. So it is applied. So it is applied at which point? So first line apply ಮಾಡ್ತೀನವ, it is applied at junction point. It is applied at junction point here, or else even also called as node point. So what happens in the second law? So second law here it is applied. So it is applied at, so or else it is applied for a loop. So you are going to observe it is applied for closed loop here. So this is the first difference. And the second difference what you are observing, so when we have it is current law. So it is called as current law here. So it is called as current law because what you are observing, algebraic sum of total electric current, that will be taken as 0. So that is the reason it is called as current law, whereas here what you are observing it is called as, so it is called as voltage law. So here what you are observing it is called as voltage law. ಯಾಕೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ voltage law ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಡ್ ಲೂಪ್ ಒಳಗೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿನ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಲಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೊ ಲಾ ಆಫ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಲಾ ಆಫ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಇಯರ್ಸ್. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲಾ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವಿಂಗ್, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಲಾ ಆಫ್ conservation of energy. So because total potential difference, this will be taken as a 0. So that is the reason a law of conservation of energy you are going to observe. So here law of conservation of charges you are going to observe. Now first law can be applied. So it can be applied for open loop. So can be applied for open loop, whereas it is applicable only for, so it is applicable only for, so it is applicable only for closed loop here. So when we have the closed loop, there only we can apply a Kirchhoff's second law. So when we have a open loop, there only we apply Kirchhoff's first law here. So these are the comparisons between first law as well as second law. Okay, so the next concept what you are discussing here, Wheatstone bridge. So very important practical applications what you are observing here, Wheatstone bridge. So what is the meaning of Wheatstone bridge, how it is going to apply here, so where you are going to apply this Wheatstone application. So everything we will discuss in the form Wheatstone bridge here. So the name itself telling Wheatstone. So Wheatstone is the name of the scientist and he made in the form of a bridges here. So that is the reason, so we have taken a Wheatstone bridge here. So what is the meaning of Wheatstone bridge, why it is called in the form of a bridge? So in order to understand, we are going to observe 4 resistors. So let the first resistor as a P here, and the second resistor here this will be Q here, and the third resistor here it will be taken as R, and the fourth resistor here it will be taken as S here. So now it is observed in the form of a bridge here. So that is the reason a Wheatstone bridge. Now for this one we are going to observe, so let us give the certain names. So this point as B point, and this is point B, and this is C here, and similarly this will be taken as point D. And for point A to point C what you are observing, we are going to apply source of potential. So we are going to apply a source of potential which is called as battery. So you are going to apply a battery here. So that's the reason. So this AC arm, so AC arm what you are observing, it is called as battery arm. So why you are going to observe, what is the purpose of using Wheatstone bridge, everything we'll discuss here. So first, before going to observe this one, what you are observing, from point A to the point C. So from this point to this point, what you are observing here, so this arm what you are observing, it is called as a battery arm. Why it is called as a battery arm? ಯಾಕೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬ್ಯಾಟರಿ ಆರ್ಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸಿ ನಡುವೆ ನಾವು ಬ್ಯಾಟರಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಕ್ಕೆ ಬ್ಯಾಟರಿ ಆರ್ಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಸೊ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿ ದಿಂದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬಿ ದಿಂದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿ ಏನ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡತ್ರಿ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ as galvanometer. So this from point B to the point D, so this arm what you are observing, it is called as galvanometer arm. So this is what you are observing, galvanometer arm here. Why it is called as a galvanometer arm? The reason is, from point B to the point D, you are going to apply a galvanometer. So what is the meaning of a galvanometer? So remember, galvanometer, again this is the device which is used for the identification of electric current. So ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಏನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಸೊ ಗ್ಯಾಲನೋಮೀಟರ್ ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅದಂತ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಟು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ದ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದ ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ as galvanometer. Why instead of using ammeter we are going to use a galvanometer? So I think you heard about the ammeter. So in the meaning andre no, ammeter andre no, so ammeter is also used for the identification of electric current only, but the difference, instead of using this ammeter we are going to use the galvanometer. ಎರಡೂನು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ನ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಂದಾಗ ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಎಮಿಟರ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಗ್ಯಾಲನೋಮೀಟರ್ ನ ಯಾಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? ಸೊ ರೀಸನ್ is what you are observing. So galvanometer is very sensitive device. So here it is very sensitive device. So small amount of electric current ಇದ್ರೂನು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಸೊ sensitive device. So here what you are observing, sensitive device here. So that arm what you are observing, where we connected a galvanometer, so this arm will be taken as a galvanometer arm, and this will be the battery arm here. Why it is called as a bridge? Now what you are observing, so when we apply, point A has become higher potential, whereas point C become as lower potential. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟರಿ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ, ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎ ಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟರಿನ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎ ಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದ ಹೈಯರ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸಿ ಗೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ. ಸೊ when we connect a negative terminal, so here what you are observing, this will be the lower potential. So here what you are observing, so this will be becoming as a lower potential, and here this will be becoming as higher potential. Similarly, like this, what happens, this will be sometimes becoming as higher potential, and sometimes this will be becoming as a lower potential. So we know the property of electric current, it always flows from higher potential to the lower potential. Already ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತದೆ electric current ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So electric current always flows from higher potential to the lower potential only. So if you are observing like this, so ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಈ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು, ಹಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ಗ್ಯಾಲನೋಮೀಟರ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು, ಈಗ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗೋದನ್ನ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಸೊ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ through this galvanometer, a sensitive amount of electric current is flowing from point B to the point D here. So when it is moving from point B to the point D, it is giving. So here what happens, galvanometer is giving certain amount of. So here what happens, galvanometer is giving certain amount of electric current. So when it is giving a certain amount of electric current, the galvanometer shows the deflection. So here what happens, we call as ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗ್ಯಾಲೋನೋಮೀಟರ್ ನೀವು ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಏನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಇರಲಿ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಇರಲಿ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರೋದನ್ನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ರೂ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅದ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿ ಎರಡೂ ಏನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೇಮ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಯರ್. So suppose if we are having point B as well as point D same amount of potential, what happens here? Suppose ಏನಾದರೂ point B ಮತ್ತೆ point D ನಡುವೆ same amount of potential ಇದ್ದಾಗ current through the galvanometer, this will denoted by Ig here. So this is current through galvanometer. So this we call as current through the galvanometer. So current through the galvanometer ಏನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ನೋಡು. ಸೊ current through the galvanometer ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ Ig will remain as 0. So here what you are observing, Ig will remain as 0. ಸೊ Ig ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, current through the galvanometer 0 ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ current through galvanometer 0 ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಏನು, ಸೊ point B as well as point D both are having same amount of potential. So both are having same amount of potential here. So when both are having same amount of potential, we can say both are in a balanced condition. So we call these two as in a balanced condition here. So in balanced condition ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಏನು, ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಒಳಗೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿ ಒಳಗೂ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಅದ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಎರಡೂ ಏನಾದಂಗಾಯ್ತು, ಈ ರೀತಿ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಈ ರೀತಿ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಹೈಯರ್ potential and point D in the lower potential, electric current is flowing from point B to the point D. Suppose if we have point C as the higher potential, point B as the lower potential, from point D to the point D it is amount of electric current is flowing here. So when we make a balance like this, ಎರಡು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಡ್ರಿ. ಯಾವುದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಆದ್ರೂ ಆಗಲಿ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿ ಆದ್ರೂ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅನ್ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಎರಡು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಅಂದ್ರೆ this is a point B and this will be taken as point D here. So when we balance here at both the points, what you are observing, same amount of potential. So when we have at the both points as the same amount of potential, this condition we call as, so this condition what you are observing, both points will be having same potential. This condition is called as balancing condition. So this condition is called as balancing condition here. ಯಾವಾಗ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಇದರೊಳಗೇನು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಆರ್ಮ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿನೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ, ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ how you are going to write in the form of equation, or else how you are going to write in the form of a formula here. So let us see. So how we are going to write. So when we have the balanced condition, andre enagutte, so this point P and point Q. So this is P divided by Q. So this arm. So completely this arm what you are observing here exactly balanced by a lower portion. So this exactly balanced by the lower portion which will be taken as R divided by S. So this is R divided by S. So this called as balanced condition. ಯಾವಾಗ ಇದನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ, ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. So what is the meaning of balanced condition? At point B as well as point D same potential should be there. So this what you are observing at point D as well as at point B, it should have same amount of potential. Suppose if we have P by Q is not equals to R divided by S. So this we call as unbalanced condition. So here this we call as unbalanced condition. When we have the unbalanced condition, current through the galvanometer cannot be taken as zero. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅನ್ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಅದ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅನ್ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಅದ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿ ನಡುವೆ ಏನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್. ಸೊ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದು ಕಡೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಸೇಮ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಹೈಯರ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲೋವರ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಆದ್ರೂ ಹೈಯರ್ ಇರಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿ ಆದ್ರೂ ಹೈಯರ್ ಇರಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅನ್ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ. So again the two terms here. So we can observe again the two terms. The first term what you are observing, so which will be taken as P divided by Q. So P divided by Q sometimes it may greater than P by Q is sometimes greater than R by S here. So what does it mean? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು observe ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ meaning ಏನು? So P by Q is greater than R by S ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ so point B is having higher amount of potential than point D here. So ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ higher potential ಅದ. So ಎಲ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ D ಕಿಂತ so lower point D ಕಿಂತ upper point B ಏನು observe ಮಾಡತ್ತೀರಿ ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಹೈಯರ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್. Suppose we have one more condition like this. So P by Q, so this will be when we compare P by Q and R by S ratios, if we have P by Q is lesser than R divided by S. So when we have P by Q is lesser than R by S, here we are going to observe point B is having a lesser amount of potential than point D here. So this is the conditions what you are going to observe. So if we have unequal conditions, when we have the unequal condition, here the possibilities B is greater than D and B is lesser than D here. ಯಾವಾಗ lesser than D ಆಗುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಸೊ ಈ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ನ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ನಾವು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಡ್ರಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎ ನ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ನ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸಿ ನ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬಿ ದಿಂದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ಇರಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎ ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್. ವೇರ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎ ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್. So this is regarding what you are observing principle of this Wheatstone bridge. So this we call as principle of this Wheatstone bridge. So what is the principle? So principle here, this works on the balanced condition. So this works on the balanced condition. What is the balancing condition here? So this is the balancing condition P by Q that will be equals to the R divided by S here. So this is the balanced condition. So what is the construction? So how we are going to make a construction of this Wheatstone bridge? So it consists of how many resistors here? So 4 resistors. So it consists of 4 resistors and point A to point C you are going to make a connection of the battery which is called as battery arm here, and from point B to the point D you are going to make a connection of galvanometer which is called as galvanometer arm. This is about the construction. So thereafter followed by a galvanometer is connected between, so this was galvanometer arm and this will be the battery arm. And when point B and point D are not having same potential, it shows, it means galvanometer shows the deflection. Why it is going to show the deflection? The reason is when it has a higher potential and when it has a lower potential, electric current is always flowing from higher potential to the lower potential. So because of this reason what you are observing it is having unbalanced condition. So it means galvanometer is showing certain amount of deflection. So when it is not showing any amount of electric current, it means the point B as well as point D is having same amount of potential which is taken as a balanced condition. So this is regarding about the construction principle about this Wheatstone bridge. So in the next class we will prove this condition. So ಇದನ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ Kirchhoff rules ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. So how you are going to prove this one. Let us see in the next classes.